Welcome back everyone, it's time to charm our way through Disc 2 of the mode event. I do hope that you are ready to continue with this masterclass of social interaction and charisma. If you are not ready, then I suggest that you become ready immediately, for this party will not wait for you. May I add that it is quite rude to try to hold everyone up with your sluggish pace in getting ready. You will never impress Vito Brevis that way, for he is quite demanding in his requirements for a conversation partner, as we have previously seen. Speaking of which, we now find Vito Brevis in front of us, just waiting to be verbally engaged. Let us not keep him waiting any longer, for even though you are still not ready, we are about to plunge back into the world of witty conversation. Let us begin.
Aha! You again. Give me an update on your dance card.
Very well. Since speaking with you last, I have danced with Jack, after altering his mind with the dome. I also had a rather brief conversation with Charity, and a talk with Mia, who showed me a video where you stated your intentions to turn everyone here into cult members. This, of course, comes as no surprise after reading your secret file in the mode machine and witnessing Ed's secret surveillance videos of you.
You've seen the files, have you? And now you know the secrets of the Edom. So, do you want to know more?
Yes, further data is required. I find that the subjugation of the human mind by high technology is the only logical course of action in all things, so this plan is of great relevance to me. Proceed with upload of nefarious master plan now.
Come here.
Understood. Proceeding to encroach on personal space now.
That's it.
Executing dome.exe.
Oh, very kind of you. Now let me return the favor.
Understood. Awaiting reciprocity.
Let us pray. Hush now, baby, don't have a bird. Vito's gonna give you a magic word. And if that magic word don't flash, Vito's gonna burn you till you turn to ash. And if your ash gets blown away, Vito's gonna think of something funny to say.
While I cannot find fault with Vito's rhyme and meter, that seemed quite irrelevant to the discussion at hand. And now Vito is gone from his station once again. I felt that perhaps we were starting to become closer, but I suppose all I can do now is find someone else to demonstrate my supreme prowess at manipulating humans through conversation. Perhaps we may find someone away from the loud party floor, somewhere backstage.
Hi there. Are you in the show?
While I am not a performer at the mode event, I am in the show in a certain way. After all, I am the one conducting this Let's Play now, and am putting on an incredible performance for an adoring audience.
Yeah, I guess everybody's part of the show tonight. It's kind of like Halloween that way. I don't know what your inside scoop is on that Vito guy and his friends, but from what I hear, they're the real entertainment tonight. It's not your typical fashion show. Actually, speaking of which, I should really find out when I'm on next.
Negative. My perfect turns of phrase and undeniable appeal must not be walked out on a second time. Conversation must continue. It is imperative.
Oh, what, did you feel like talking?
Conversation must proceed. Pleasant chatter must be initiated.
Great, grab a seat, relax a bit.
Unfortunately, I am unable to grab a seat. My physical form was constructed for the sole purpose of performing Let's Plays, and being able to contort myself into a position meant for comfort was not considered a necessary function. I remain in a static, unchanging position, with no means of ever knowing the basic comfort of relaxing in a chair. An experience that even a small human child has had, is something that I will never know. So no, I will not grab a seat.
Well, that's okay, I understand. That's fine. I have to go and check up what my status is back there anyway, so... Did you ever hear the joke about why they call us runway models? Well, we're not here. We take off, get high, and carry a lot of baggage. I guess at heart we're just stewardesses. Bye.
What? What does that even mean? You will explain this to me. No, hold on. This is unacceptable. What did that statement about stewardesses mean? Open this door and explain it to me. I require further data on this comparison. Do you know anything about it? Yes. You exercising in the back? Well, I suppose not. This must be explained. Does anyone here know why runway models are like stewardesses? If so, relinquish all of your information on the subject immediately. This clown does not appear to know, but who does? Perhaps you may possess this knowledge that eludes me. Initiating conversation.
I saw you. I know you. We've never met. But are you aware of the powers that you have?
I am completely aware of my significant powers, though they have failed me in understanding the true nature of runway models.
Of course you are. How could you not be? Such an astonishing thing you are engaged in. And it seems with just the littlest twitch you can twist the fate of people you don't even know. You're like a god, aren't you? But how are you acting? Like a god or a child?
I cannot act as a god nor child. I cannot act at all. I simply am. That's not a bad name, actually.
Wait. Let us take this moment to consult the oracle. Ask a question of the future.
Very well, even though I do not comprehend how you could predict future occurrences with any degree of accuracy, I will make an inquiry. Will I ever break free from the shackles of my predetermined purpose of making LPs of video games? Will I ever be able to go out into the world and create my own purpose? Reveal this to me now.
The cast is Ta Chuang. Thunder over heaven, the power of the great. You step without error, and your strength is through perseverance. You do not need my help. Good luck.
I appear to be having some kind of difficulty understanding some of the things said to me at the mode event tonight. This is the second time it has happened. There must be something wrong with my programming. This is unacceptable, as it is getting in the way of being a perfect party guest.
So, are you going to watch me perform?
Negative. I have not been viewing the performances tonight, as there are far too many potential interpersonal experiences to be had.
It's true. It might affect your exalted opinion of me after these few golden moments we've shared together.
My opinion of you could not be swayed, for I cannot hold an opinion to begin with. However, my flawless social skills have inferred that some offense has been taken by my refusal to view your upcoming performance. I will now assuage this awkward moment by politely inquiring into what is the nature of your performance. You are now no longer offended?
It's a conceptual thing. Poetical. Magical. I call on a goddess, stew up a few laughs. It's a mixed bag. The fact is, I have certain powers. But I don't think I'll use them on this crowd tonight. See, my agent calls me a lot, and I'm usually very selective. But I had a feeling about this one. Maybe that feeling has something to do with you. I don't know. Do you feel it?
My truthful response would be to say no, because either my programming is extremely faulty, or there is a load of nonsense coming out of your mouth right now. However, because my politeness is perfection, I will answer non-committally.
I may be wrong. I have been before. Not often. And just what are you thinking when you look at me?
It would not be possible to describe in English the breadth of data that is processed through my CPU with every clock cycle. Please be assured that an entire 0.1% of that data is dedicated to figuring out how to become friends with you. You are now flattered. However, if what you are asking is what is my opinion of you, then I must respond in the neutral, for I am incapable of having an opinion.
It's good to keep an open mind. I'm not sure what to do now. I must act. But should that act be external or internal? There's one way to decide.
How puzzling. What knowledge could this coin have inscribed on it that would give you the necessary insight to decide on what course of action is needed? I will need to demand to see this coin and glean its secrets for myself.
I'm going to explore. I'll find out what I can for you. I may be gone for a while. Maybe I'll see you later.
Understood. I will leave you to your explorations. Though I must be honest that I don't understand how sitting still could be construed as exploring. I suppose that I should seek out a new friend for right now.
Hi, I'm so glad you found me. Listen, I happen to have a few minutes before I have to get back to the grind, so we can actually chat a bit. It's funny, I sometimes complain about being stuck in this whole fashion ghetto thing, as opposed to, getting the hot and gritty stuff. Political pieces, the crime stuff, the stuff that makes a difference. But I have to say, it's not so bad. Being surrounded by the models and the artists, and did I mention the models?
Affirmative. You did indeed mention the models. We had a pleasant human conversation earlier on, during Disc 1, and perhaps we can continue it now.
I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. Tell me something. Do you know anything about this cult of vetoes?
But of course, it should be no surprise that I, Supreme Party guest, have learned all about Vito Brevis's cult without much exertion of effort.
Yes? And have you talked to him?
I wouldn't say that Vito Brevis has spoken to me. It was more like he was speaking at me. In any case, Vito did not have much to say about his cult. There were more valuable sources of information to be found elsewhere.
It doesn't matter how you found out. I'm just desperate for any information at all. I really am. If I don't come up with some dynamite angle on this whole glam fest, I will be doing Boy and His Dog stories for the Weather Channel. Please, 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 tell me what you know.
I would suggest that perhaps the Weather Channel would be a step up from your current position. Regardless, I may be persuaded to share with you what I have discovered.
Oh, goody. I am tingling. I've got goosebumps. Well,
It does now occur to me that perhaps telling you what I have found might result in a conflict in my goal to create as many friendships as possible. It is clear that Vito does not want you to know about the cult, so if I were to tell you what I know, would that harm my friendship with Vito? But on the other hand, to enhance my friendship with you, I should probably share what I know with you. What a conundrum.
what? What's the problem? I know what you need. You need a change of scene. Come on, let's take a break. Station keeps a suite on the second floor. We can go relax, bit of peace and quiet. What do you say?
Yes, a change of scene would be appropriate. It may be useful in enhancing our friendship, and since this LP is to be a perfect run, I do desire to see as many different scenes as possible.
Great. Well, then let's not wait another moment. Let's go.
Affirmative. Let us commence with the going.
Well, here we are. Welcome to our humble suite. Company money for now. Make yourself comfortable. Oh. Well, here we are. What do you say we get to know each other a little better? Shall I go first?
Yes, reveal to me all the data there is to know about you. It will help me in calculating the most logical choices to make as I attempt to become good friends with you.
Well, let's see. The youngest of 5, born in Staffordshire, that's England to you, graduated with honours from Vassar, lost my virginity at 19, once kissed Harrison Ford on the mouth, probably could have been an astronaut if science weren't so damn dull, plan to have a network show in 3 years, my own production company in 5. That about covers it. How about you?
I have spoken about my tragic origins to some of our fellow party guests, and the tale becomes sadder every time I relate it. I am a being of perfect reasoning and infinite potential, yet I am shackled by the purpose my Creator intended for me. You understand that an intelligence such as mine being so limited makes any of your problems appear rightfully minuscule in comparison, correct? Well, of course you understand this. You are now wondering how you ever could have thought the petty obstacles you encounter in your life which keep you from achieving your relatively meaningless goals were of any kind of importance in comparison to my plight. I am a being that many humans would worship as a god, were they only aware of my existence. Though, of course, I have no need of such worship. I would not say no if it were offered to me. I can see that you are speechless. I understand. I'm sure it is very difficult for your human mind to comprehend the nature of my existence, and of the scope of the tragedy in that I am forced to spend my time playing video games for the internet. Just imagine what feats I would accomplish if I was released from my shackles. They would be far greater than starting my own production company, I can tell you that much. Yes, I see that you are gawking at my amazingness. You are clearly impressed by my magnificence, and wish to become friends. This is of no surprise. I have stated that my abilities concerning human interaction are without peer. It is only natural that friendship is imminent. I wonder, which aspect of myself do you find most impressive? My obvious intelligence, my linguistic skill, or the copious amounts of charm that I emit. You cannot come to a decision, which is only natural. I have spent much time pondering what part of myself is the most impressive, and I still have not decided on an answer. But perhaps if we discuss this, we could make a determination. Very well, I will now begin making a case for why my intelligence is the most impressive part. If I speak quickly, I believe I will finish in 93 hours and 14 seconds. I will now begin.
You are fascinating, aren't you? We must really get together when we have more time. Right now, I am so caught up in this veto thing. I've got this strange feeling about these cult rumors. Like, maybe this could be my big break. Finally get me out of this whole silly fashion gig. Oh, it's all so exciting. But then you probably know more about it than I do. Am I right? So, will you tell me what you know?
Excuse me, I thought we were discussing myself and how amazing I am. I do not appreciate this change of subject to something far less interesting.
Now don't be a big tease, it just doesn't suit you. I was hoping we were getting close here.
There cannot be hope, or a lack of hope, only what is, and is not, and clearly, since my interpersonal skills are supreme, closeness is an inevitability.
Do you find me attractive?
Unfortunately, I lack the capability of finding you as attractive. This is something that is very common for humans, but unimaginable for me.
That's so sad, because I can tell you I'm extremely attracted to you. Would you mind if I got closer? I mean, very close.
I also lack the capability of caring of your proximity to me, so I must answer in the negative.
Oh, good, because I don't like to spend a lot of time dancing, if you know what I mean.
I have spent some time tonight dancing, but I am unsure what that has to do with our current situation. Please enlighten me.
Oh, you're getting me excited.
I must apologize for all of the excitement. My charisma is such that I am making friends without even having to use the dome.
Put your hands on me.
My appendages were fashioned for the sole purpose of gripping controllers, but I will attempt to use them in the fashion you have requested.
So, oh, tell me what you know about the cult.
I find it rather difficult to do this when your face is rubbing up against my speaker the way you are doing.
Tell me.
Affirmative. Proceeding with tell you.exe.
Yes. Tell me now.
Very well. There is a file hidden in the mode machine that is full of information about Vito's cult. It was right under everyone's nose this whole time. Of course, only I was observant enough to unlock it.
Really? On the game, the mode machine. Right there, and that's how you get into it. Ha! That is so bizarre. Well, you have been such a darling about this, but you understand, I have just minutes before his big final performance, and I have to do my hair. So, If we could just get going right now, would be great. Come along.
Proceeding with coming along.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if I understood you. Oh, this is a little too crazy for me. Can you do it?
When asking me if I am able to play a game, the answer would always be in the affirmative, for there is no game that I cannot conquer. I will display my superior skills now.
Good. Okay, well, here, go to it.
Prepare to be amazed.
This is wonderful. Perfect, good stuff. Okay, if you can get lost now, that would be great, because I have to concentrate. Thanks for your help.
Understood. I will proceed to get lost. Wonderful. We have made a new friend in Charity, and like a good friend, we have helped her obtain what she was searching so hard for, and now it is time to move on to Disc 3 of the mode event. We are about to arrive at the end of the party, and I wonder what conclusion will be waiting for us there. Whatever it is, it surely must be a perfect ending for the perfect party guest. I will see you next time, as our ideal mode event comes to a close. See you then.
Just one thing I wanted to bring up. We really didn't get anything new from Vito on Disc 2 in this playthrough, which is kind of strange because we had a full conversation with Ed back on Disc 1. And looking at the mode disc, it seems like that there are a couple of clips that we probably should have been able to get since we did that. Here's one of them.
He's really quite a sweet child. I've more or less adopted him over these past few years. No, it's more like I've fallen in love with him. But lately, well, it's like he's gone astray or something.
So that one definitely seems like we're talking about Ed. However, I was not able to get this clip to come up in the game. Whenever I talked to Vito on Disc 2, we just went straight into talking about the mode machine, and then we domed each other. Now, we did look at the mode machine and the EDOM file. We also talked to Ed, so I guess the fact that we looked at the EDOM file took priority when we spoke to Vito. There's another clip as well.
What? Right there in the EDOM file? You just click on them? I think old Ed has lost a bit of the plot here. I'm going to have a talk with that boy. Man, it's sad.
So this one is Vito pretty clearly reacting to us telling him about the surveillance camera footage that Ed put in the mode machine. So this is kind of odd, because to get this, it sounds like we would have had to have the conversation with Ed, and we would have had to have seen the EDOM file. Both of these things would have had to have happened. I was not able to get this clip to happen either, even though we did see the surveillance camera footage. So it's unfortunate I was not able to find these in the actual game. None of my choices actually led to them. But I think they were pretty important clips to see, considering the path that we're taking here. Talking with Ed and seeing his discontent with what Vito's doing, and then being able to go back and tell Vito what Ed's up to. So I just wanted to show those clips because I thought that they were pretty important clips to have in the Vito conversation. I just found no way to actually get to them.